watching today.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, so before I start the video, if you hear some weird noises in the background, I'm ironing right now as I'm doing this video. So I got my headphones in, so you may hear my iron because I'm ironing some pants right now. But anyways, man, I've been watching some Parker fights and Ruiz fights. I've seen pretty much all of their fights on YouTube, but I was just going back watching some fights today because I'm really anticipating this fight. And I'm going to drop a series of these little videos, man, up until the day of the fight. Pros and cons for Joseph Parker and Andy Ruiz, okay? One thing that I noticed when I was watching the fights today, the Godfrey fight, Tor Hammer, well, I'm talking Andy Ruiz now, Tor Hammer, Zambanu Love, Joe Hanks, and there was another fight that I watched, the Franklin Lawrence fight. One thing that all those fights have in common is Ruiz was coming forward, being the aggressor. But a punch that I was seeing that he was getting hit with frequently and was pretty telling was a right hand. He gets hit with that with right hands pretty frequently. I mean, Hammer and Hanks landed some really good right hands on him, and Ruiz, good chin, was able to take him. Then it was funny because when I was watching the Takam fight with Parker and Dimitrenko fight, the punch that he likes to throw, I personally believe his best punch is his left hook. I mean, we can debate that, but that to me is his best punch in my opinion. All right, I know a lot of people think it's his right hand. Some people think it's his jab. But man, Parker has a fast, straight right hand, and I think that punch is going to be key for Joseph Parker in this fight. Sometimes Andy can just get a little bit lazy, a little bit lackadaisical sometimes, and he'll throw out a lazy jab, and he'll get hit with that punch when he's being lazy with his jab. I know Ruiz has said he wants to move his head, pressure Parker, push him backwards, so on and so forth, go to his body. But one punch that I think is key for him is his jab when he's using it effectively. The way he was using it and popping it against Tor Hammer, the way he was using it, popping, especially against Hanks. The Hanks fight, he was really popping that jab. Then you watch fights against like Godfrey where he really wasn't popping it all that great. Liakovic. I mean, but man, when his jab is on and he's really using it, not just as a range finder, he has a pretty decent jab, man. A pretty damn decent jab. I know people get amazed by the hand speed, and he has good head movement. He can pitch and catch, and he likes to parry with punches, and you know he'll parry your jab with his jab or your right hand with his right hand. He's good at fighting you in the middle of your combinations. He isn't a guy that's going to like put his high guard up, let you get off, and then he'll come out of that shell and get his punches off. He seems like the type of guy that if you're throwing, he's going to throw. He's not going to wait until you're done. You know, that's something Parker's going to have to pay attention to. He's going to have to move his head, man. Because if he thinks he's going to just throw combinations and Ruiz just going to stand there and wait till he gets off, it's not going to happen. He's going to throw in between Parker's combinations also. And those right hands I've seen him get hit with, I believe it was the Hanks fight where he got hit with a very good, the Hammer and the Hanks fight where he got hit with very good right hands, snapped his head back. You know what I mean? And who's to say if Parker's in position to land those type of right hands flush, I'm not sure Ruiz is able to going, you know, get his head snapped back and keep coming forward. But we'll see, though, because, man, Andy's a tough dude, man. He's a very tough dude. I seen in a article, and I did a video on it, where Parker was talking about, no, I didn't do a video. I just uploaded the audio from Parker himself. But he was saying that he's going to, in this fight, he's going to, you know, be Lennox Lewis, try to do what Lewis did to Tua. And looking at the height, either Parker is a lot taller than 6'4", or Andy Ruiz is not 6'2". Either case, Parker has a significant height advantage. When I seen those guys stand next to each other at the Pacquiao versus Vargas, they ran into each other in Vegas. They bumped into each other, took a picture. And obviously, this fight isn't won by height. I know that. I totally understand that. But for Parker to, he think he's going to, you know, just use his jab and his reach advantage. And I'm looking, unless BoxRec is inaccurate, they list Parker at a 76-inch reach, and they have Ruiz at a 74. Lennox Lewis had an 84-inch reach, and Tua had a 70. I mean, Lennox Lewis was enjoying a 14-inch reach advantage over Tua. I mean, Parker has a 2-inch. Big difference. Huge difference. Not even the same. But one thing I noticed about Parker's jab is he has a very strong jab. And when he uses it, he has one of the best jabs when he uses it effectively. Sometimes he pauses and probes with it so he can set up. He wants to use as a range fighter to get close to land those combinations and let his hands go. He has fast hands. You know, but man, like Bergman and even a Takam fight, a few other fights, when I see him actually using his jab and popping it, he has a very good jab. Man, I even heard Larry Holmes say that he has a decent jab. Just want him to throw it and just throw it a little bit more and change levels on it, you know, upstairs, downstairs. He was, you know, giving Parker props for his jab, you know, and he has a good one, but he's not going to enjoy a 14-inch reach advantage the same way that Lennox Lewis did on the hard-hitting David Tua back in the day. But it's going to be interesting, man. I think if Parker just think his jab is just better than Ruiz's, I'm not sure about that. And I'm talking about Ruiz when he's snapping the jab, not when he's probing and playing around. I'm talking about when he's really snapping it. Go watch that Joe Hanks fight. Go watch the Tor Hammer fight. He does very little crafty things with his jab. One thing I noticed with Ruiz is he'll kind of throw he'll extend the jab kind of halfway, pull it back, and then boom, step in with a hard, stiff, full extension jab. He does little things, little subtle things. He isn't a robot where he's just throwing a jab, throwing a jab. No, he'll, you know, jab you downstairs, jab you upstairs, try to find ways and openings so he can get in there and let his combinations go. And like I said before, man, if both of these dudes come to fight on their A game, this is fight of the year. This is like a fight of the year candidate, man, just based on styles. You know what I mean? Because neither of these guys really like going backwards. I know that Parker says he's going to use his jab and try to, you know, circle and use some type of movement, which I think he can. But his bread and butter to me is coming forward a little bit and being the aggressor. And looking at Andy, I've never seen him get pushed back really, ever in a fight, man. For a long period of time. Yeah, there probably been seconds here and there in a fight where he went back, but I mean for a long period of time, like a half a round or 40 seconds of a round. Never seen it happen. He'll either fight you from both guys are just standing in front of each other, or he's pushing the other guy back, or the other guy's going back on his own, the way Joe Hanks was. And Hanks has some similarities with Parker as far as the build and and their size, kind of similar, but Parker's a much faster puncher. Better jab. I mean, Hanks wasn't a bad prospect. Don't get me wrong. Joe Hanks been in a lot of good camps. Actually, Joe Hanks was in a Klitschko camp 2 months before he fought Ruiz. And I think Ruiz's hand speed just caught him off guard, man. That left hook, that right hand, left hook combination that dropped him was a very fast combination. It's like both guys were holding each other, and then Parker kind of took a half step back, and it seemed like Hanks thought that Parker was, or Ruiz, going to get far enough away where they can reset and then go back to work. But it was like Ruiz kind of tricked them. They were holding each other. Then he stepped back and then boom, boom, landed a fast 1-2 overhand right, and then a left uppercut that he brung from a downward angle up, and it caught Hanks, and he didn't see it. He didn't see the punch. I think Parker has more game-changing power, but I think that Ruiz is very good at, you know, getting in close, throwing some body shot combinations, and then he'll step over to the right and turn the angle on you to where he's over to the right, which means he's on Parker's left shoulder. Then he can work combinations from that angle. He's like a Chavez Sr. type. For some of you UK fans, kind of like what Ricky Hatton used to do when he used to switch angles and turn and shift his body and turn to get on the outside of your shoulder. He likes to work like that with his footwork. He has very good footwork. One thing about Ruiz, though, sometimes he gets lackadaisical on the inside, gets tired, gets a little bit lazy, throws some arm punches when you're on the inside. He'll stay active, but he'll get a little bit lazy if you allow him to. Parker has to fight him when he's trying to rest. When Andy's trying to rest and get that little breather, that's when Parker has to turn up on him, make him fight when he doesn't want to. Then he can have a possibility of possibly pushing him back a little bit. But I don't know, man. Parker trying to get walked down the whole fight. I'm not sure if he can win like that. I'm just not sure if he can win like that. But, hey, he may go out there and surprise him by using his jab. Andy's going to have to move his head too, man. I know he wants to come forward and be aggressive, and I know he likes to punch in between other guys' combinations, but I think Parker has game-changing power to where if you're trying to do that, I can see a huge left hook or a huge right hand possibly putting Andy down or backing Andy up or badly hurting him. But we'll see. That's what I love about this fight, man. We're going to see. All the questions will be answered. But that was on my mind today. I'm gonna try to drop one video up until fight night. Things that I see when I go back and watch these fights, man. You guys let me know what you think in the comments section. I'm out.